Hey y'all, we are going down memory lane today. We are doing pea today, and I dug back in my recipes and I found, don't turn your nose up, but it's called prune cake on my recipe card. I like to call it spice cake. It has prunes in it, but just like carrot cake, you don't taste the carrots. Well, in this cake, you don't taste the prunes. I will warn you, however, you don't want to eat too many pieces of it in one day. Anyhow, it's really easy to make. It's a 13 by 9 pan that you cook it in, and then you pour a glaze on top of it. So it's really good. But let me tell you how old this is, because the recipe says use 1 jar of junior baby prunes. Well, I didn't know what size the junior jars are, and nowadays when you go to the baby food aisle, which I don't really go there, but I did today for this, they come in little packets like this. You know, there's like 2 of them in a packet, and they're only 2 ounces each, so the total packet is 4 ounces. It's plastic, so I'm like, I don't know how that relates to the jars from back in the 60s and 70s of the baby food. So I went on Google and I found out that it's going to take 3 of these little plastic containers. I need 6 ounces of baby food prunes. So that's what I'm doing. So anyhow, let me get you started. We're just going to dump all of this in the mixer and just keep rolling with it. So let me turn this over. I got a mess here in the kitchen because I'm cooking all kinds of things. I got 2 pots of chili over there. I've got a big group coming for dinner tonight. So I wanted to get this cake. We're doing kind of a fall and football food. So we're having chili and spice cake. Anyhow, let me just mix up my, this is 1 stick of melted butter. I'm just going to pour that right in here. And then I have 1 cup of regular white sugar. I'm going to start mixing this up. This will be a little bit noisy, but I'll try to talk over it. I'm also going to put in 3 eggs. I've cracked them all separately. Even though I did put 2 of them in here, I cracked them separately first. Right. And then I'm going to add in 1 cup of buttermilk. So I'm just putting all my liquids in first. To open it. It was a booger trying to get these little things open. You've got to have a sharp fingernail to get up under that seal. Yeah, I have to put 3 of these in here. Wearing an apron because I thought I don't want to get any prune on my shirt that I'm wearing today. So, how many of y'all had babies back in the 60s, early 70s? I had mine in early 70s, 70, 71. Right about when Cher was having babies. I remember watching a soap opera when I was at home waiting for my baby to be delivered. And the lady on the soap opera was pregnant at the same time I was. So I had my baby, and she still didn't have hers. And then I wound up getting pregnant again and had another baby 14 months later. And that's when she delivered her baby on TV. So that's how the soap operas went back then. All right, now this is, it's 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of allspice, 1 teaspoon of salt. And I mixed it all together. Just gonna dump that in there. And now I'm just gonna start adding this flour in a little bit at a time. Hopefully it won't go flying everywhere. So I'm not gonna make you watch me do this. So I'll just do this and get back with you when it's all mixed. Okay, it's all mixed up now. I added 1 teaspoon of vanilla too. I forgot to tell you that. I did it after it mixed up good. And now the recipe doesn't call for this, but I think I'm going to try it today. I'm adding a cup of pecans. I'm just going to stir them in with this spatula. Right here, I'm just going to stir them in. And then I've got a pan over here ready for me to pour it in, a 13 by 9 pan. I'm turning it around a little bit. Okay. So I've got a 13 by 9 pan right here. And I'm just gonna pour it in there. And I've got my oven on 350 and it's gonna bake for about 45 minutes. I'll keep an eye on it and make sure it's doesn't burn or anything. But got those pecans mixed in pretty good now. I'm just gonna pour it in. You can see it's a little bit juicy batter. Oh, there's some flour that didn't mix in good. Thought I had scraped it. That happens sometimes. The beater doesn't reach right to the bottom. It's okay, it'll mix in. You can see it fills up a 13 by 9 pan. All right, I think I got pretty much all of that out. Alrighty, so this is ready to go in the oven now. And I will get back with you as soon as it's done, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, the cake is out of the oven. It was only in there for 35 minutes, and it is done. Look how pretty it looks over here. So it is definitely done. Now we're going to make the glaze that's going to go on top of it. I'm going to poke holes in the cake and pour it over it. So to start with, I've put 1 stick of butter down in here and 1 cup of sugar. So I'm going to get that starting to melt. And then I'm going to add half a cup of buttermilk. And working with buttermilk, you usually have to use soda too. So this is a half a teaspoon of soda. I'm going to go ahead and at the same time put in a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to add in a tablespoon of Karo syrup. It's the light corn syrup. It's what a lot of people put this in pecan pies. Just super sweet. All right, so that's starting to do something here, so let me stir it real quick. I don't want that sugar to scorch. But anyhow, this is gonna melt, the butter's gonna melt, and then I'm going to boil this for about 2 minutes. And then I'll get back with you and show you how we're gonna poke the holes in the cake and pour it right over. Okay, I want to show you what I like to use when poking the holes in the cake. I take a wooden spoon that has round handle, and it's just the right size. I don't know if you can see that. It's maybe not quite 1/4 inch thick. And anyhow, just use that to poke the holes in the cake. Makes nice big holes so that the glaze can just go right in it. Just play hopscotch around on the cake. You can see my stuff here is starting to boil, so I'm going to time 2 minutes now. And I'll get back with you as soon as it's ready. Okay, I'm back. It's been 2 minutes, and you can see how nice and foamy this is. And now I'm going to, I think I'm just going to dip it over onto the cake like this. You can see how it goes right in those holes. So nice. You want it to go everywhere. And it's okay if it runs off the sides, because it will get soaked up under the bottom of the cake. Trying to find the spots I missed. I'm sure you'll see them. You know, when you're filming these things, it's like a one-way conversation. Sometimes I feel like that when I'm praying, because it's me talking to God, but you know, He does answer. Just not the way you think He's going to sometimes. All right, let's get the rest of this out of here. Alrighty, there it is. I know my cake looks a little funky with all those holes, but it's all right. When we serve it, we're gonna put a little Cool Whip on top of it, and who's gonna know, right? So when it's time to cut it, I'll film it again and let y'all know how it tastes and what everybody thinks of it. All right, we're back now, and everyone is tasting the cake, and I've told them it's a spice cake. I haven't told them the true name of it yet, but
Very delicious.
yeah, y'all like it? Yeah. All right, thumbs up. Yeah. All right, it's actually prune cake. Oh. don't eat more than 1 or 2 slices a day. All right, thank y'all. Love you. Talk to you later. Y'all be sure to sign up for my channel.